We wanted to do something for the curly hair community. If you don't know how to take care of your hair, they won't look good. You will end up looking like a frizz ball.
And definitely coming from one of the mentors, one of the sharks, like Vinita or Aman or Ashneer or any of them, it would really make a difference to the business. We have been working a lot to, build up the right formula, and we really wanted to be perfect.
Be yourself, embrace all of you the way you are, and just see, the kind of confidence it gives you.
Welcome to Voice It with Karishma Shah. Hello and welcome to another episode of Voice It with Karishma Shah. We have some very fun guests today. I'm very excited to do this episode because it's got to do with a very important aspect for all women, which is their hair. And we have Hinshara and we have Yuba from Manetain with us today. And they're going to guide us and tell us about their journey with their brand Manetain, all the lovely work that they've done. And also, I want to kind of like congratulate you guys on all the, accolades that you've got now also after you've come on Shark Tank, after the brands like kind of, just escalating. So great news. And thanks a lot for doing this, both of you.
Thank
Hi,
you. Thank you so
Karishma. It's
much.
a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us.
Fantastic. Yuba, so tell us, whoever wants to go first, right? Tell us how you guys started the brand. What was your personal story behind this? I think everybody really wants to know what really happened backstage.
Uh, so we actually met on a curly hair group, a WhatsApp group, back in the day in 2016-17, when we just recently discovered the curly girl method online. And we realized that there were no products in India catering to curly hair because there was a book called the Curly Girl Method, and there were certain ingredients listed in that book that, curly and wavy hair people should not use in their hair products. So such products were not available in India. So we used to get them from US, UK, Europe, wherever it was available. And it would be extremely expensive, with the international shipping, custom charges. So we had these WhatsApp groups where we would get together, place a group order, split the shipping and customs amongst us, and discuss our hair problems, discuss the different methods, what's working for you, what's not working for you. So we met on such a group and we hit it off. Yeah, so we became very friendly with each other. We were always talking, discussing. And that's when we realized that there is this dearth, in the Indian market for good quality hair products for curly hair. And we wanted to do something for the curly hair community because it was a struggle and these products were very expensive. Like one product would be 2,000, 3,000. So that's too much to spend on, one shampoo, one conditioner, then you need stylers. So that's how the idea was born. And yeah, it just started from there.
Yeah, and I
Fantastic.
think like
Thank you.
what
Thank you.
when she spoke about the connection, I was gonna say that in the group, she was one of the few people who had colored curly hair. You can hear me, right?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's one of the few people who had curly hair and colored curly hair. That was all the more reason, I was just very attracted to that. And I was like, how do you do it? Like, you have curly hair, it's very difficult to maintain. We're learning how to take care of it. And then you also have like colored curly, and she was very sweet about it. And the one thing that, that's like even now when we do our product formulation and everything, she's very keen on what goes inside the product. So there were a lot of people in the group who were newbies, who were learning how to, okay, what this ingredient will do. And her coming from a scientific background used to be point on about these, information like on the group. So that was something I always took it out to the side and asked her further, okay, like, about this ingredient, like, what does it do? What exactly does it do for the hair? So it was very insightful. So I think that really built that connection. But individually,
Yeah.
we were discovering the curly girl method on our own. I was in college. I was in my third year of college, and I was tired of straightening and smoothing like for 3 years back to back. And I was in Bangalore, so the water was terrible. And
Yeah.
I went for an internship to Dubai. That's when I discovered CGM, and then I was figuring out what product to use, and that's how we were part of the group. And Yuba on her own in Bombay was discovering CGM. So it was a connection that happened out of nowhere, I would say.
Fantastic. Wow, that's nice. It's a very nice, sweet little background story. Thank you so much for sharing that, both of you. I want to, so of course you guys have this beauty, you guys have this beautiful, heads of color and also curly hair, right? But a lot of people who are kind of this, and they also probably have curly hair and they don't have that kind of knowledge. So can you share with everybody what really is the difference and why is it needed? Why is extra care needed for somebody who has curly hair as compared to somebody who has straight hair? So like if you guys could just give both your insights on, why it's important to maintain um, curly hair.
Uh, so what happens is when you have curly or wavy hair, okay, and you don't style it properly, you don't, you just brush it dry. Like now, if you see my hair is set, right? Now, what will happen if I brush it?
Yeah.
It'll become so frizzy, it will lose the clumps, the shape, everything. It'll just look like a frizz ball. So this is what we grew up with because we were not aware, right? So we used to think, oh my God, my hair is so bad, it's so frizzy. How can I leave it open? How can I go out in this hair? So it
Yeah.
was a constant struggle, since my hair started curling up only when I turned 10. Okay, before that I had like poker straight hair. So when I
Yeah.
turned 10, and it was such a bad, like the way it affected my personality, my hair turning, these front portions were very frizzy, and I used to try to brush it and pull it when wet, trying to straighten it. I've done everything. So what happens is if you don't know how to take care of your hair, they won't look good. You will end up looking like a frizz ball, and then you will end up going and straightening your hair. That's what we've been doing all our life. Like uh, for years, I have straightened my hair. Like right out of college when I was, 16, and up until I was what like till 2000, 17. I was just straightening my hair. It would just be the crown portion to keep it manageable. So that's the beauty of discovering the curly girl method. You don't have to damage your hair with constant straightening. This is a struggle. It actually affects the volume, the quality of your hair. My hair, I was born with really, dense hair. Like I had thick, coarse hair. I had good
Yeah.
density. But after straightening it, I noticed it was not even half of my hair was left on my head. And that was
Yeah, it
alarming.
became
So
so
that's when
thin.
I freaked. Yeah, it was like itna sa, like my pony would be like this, so thin. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna absolutely stop straightening it. Then I just typed on Google how to style curly hair. And then I saw the curly girl method. There was a book on Amazon. I bought it, I read it. So it can be life changing. It can give you a lot of confidence if you maintain it properly, because the other option is just straightening it or just, being unhappy with yourself, being unhappy with your personality, not having the confidence. So, yeah, that's what I would say about it.
Because hair
Nice.
is like a very important part of your personality. Like the first thing that you notice in a person after the face, obviously, is the hair. And when you are dependent on a styling tool throughout your life, because you're made to believe that your hair is not good hair. It's very frizzy and bad. And I come from Kerala. Most people here have curly or wavy hair, but they think it's frizzy hair. So the minute you walk into a salon, they tell you, oh madam, your hair is actually frizzy, so you need to do a smoothing treatment or a keratin treatment. So that's how that vicious cycle kind of starts, and then it just continues. So when I discovered the CGM, obviously it was difficult in the beginning to you know to make myself not to touch a straightener, because I was like, okay, what will people think of me? My hair is going to look bad. And there is a transition. I had like half curly, half straight, damaged hair. But then once my hair transitioned, like it was a 6 month long wait for me, because I was going through half straight to half curly and to full curly. But I loved it. It changed me inside out, that confidence that he's talking about. I used to go around, tell people in college, this is what I did to my hair. You should also do the same thing. Or they used to come and ask me, how did your hair go from straight to curly? Like, what did you do? You know? So it's
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very important and life changing. Yeah.
You should see her
Wow.
transition pictures. You will be shocked. It is amazing.
I would love to. Privately, I would love to have a look. That'd be really nice. But I do feel like, one of the things that I was paying attention to what you guys were saying, and what really resonated to me was, not only are you guys teaching girls to, or as a matter of fact, anybody, right?
Yeah,
even
I
boys
agree.
who have curly hair.
Anybody.
So,
Yeah.
not only who are you teaching people to kind of, style, maintain, take care of their hair, but, I also feel like there's such a strong message of trying to be comfortable in your own skin and not
Exactly.
wanting to
Yeah,
damage it,
Yes.
to,
correct.
kind
Trying
of
to
like go
embrace
very
your
extreme.
natural self. Yeah.
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 Yes. And I think that resonates a lot with me because I personally also feel like the more natural you are, the more comfortable in your skin you are, um, and you make that a part of your confidence, the resonance of that is very different from something
Very
which would be
different.
artificial or which would just be like a paste on. So I feel
Correct.
like,
Correct. Correct.
this great work that you guys are doing for everyone. Not only are you providing them with products, you guys are also providing them with a very strong message of, just be comfortable in your own self. You're born with beautiful, bountiful, curly hair. Embrace it. Learn how to nourish it, right? And then go out there and do
Yeah,
your thing. Fantastic.
correct. Yeah,
Great.
exactly.
Tell me one thing. I do have a look at the products and I love all of them. But I have a particular question to ask you guys. So, not only are you taking care of the wash and the care of it, but you have products to take care of the pre-care and the post-care of hair also, which is very
Exactly.
interesting, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Very
tell
important.
us a little
Yeah.
bit. Tell us about, what went into thinking about it from such a deep rooted level, right? From the scrunchies to the towel to be able to soak all the excess water, to your, satin pillow covers, to everything that you're creating with the products, with the masks also. Please tell us what was your vision for that.
So, what happens is when you start on your, this journey of embracing your natural hair, there are certain things that are required to do because you can't wash and style your hair daily, right? You can do it like 2 to 3 times a week maximum, not more than that. You can't do it daily. Okay. So the other days we realized to maintain your hair, okay, you need to sleep on a satin pillowcase. You need to wear a bonnet and sleep. So this is a part of the journey. So to kind of, follow this, accessories are an equal part, equally important part of the journey. So you can't sideline it. And we wanted to be like a one-stop solution for all your needs. Okay. So you don't have to go anywhere else. Whatever you need to take care of your hair, like be it curly, be it straight, anything, so you have everything right here. And it is
Yeah.
important because if you like if I have like washed and styled my hair today, and if I don't protect it at night, if I don't wear a bonnet and sleep, or if I sleep on a cotton pillowcase, the next morning they'll be so bad, they'll be so frizzy, and they'll be so rough.
Bad. Yeah.
So then my entire, like hard work that I've put in today in washing and styling my hair, it's just gone. So I have to
Yes.
maintain it for the next, 3 days. So that's where the accessories, come into play.
Wow. Fantastic. Insha, would you like to add something?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, see, that's the thing. A lot of people come to me asking, why do you have these protecting things? Like, what does a bonnet do? Isn't it weird sleeping a bonnet, wearing a bonnet and sleeping? But then it's become such an important part of my lifestyle that I cannot do without it, you know? And I think that's
Yeah.
something like a moat, if you call it a moat for our brand. It is the offering of both the hair products as well as hair accessories, literally making it a one-stop solution. Like, we want you to come here, get all the offerings and go back for your hair, you know? Yeah.
Fantastic. As I said, I love the work that you guys are doing with the brand because it's so thought out, from like how are we going to maintain this to what is the pre-wash care to what is the post-wash care. Everything is taken care of. As you said, one-stop solution. I feel like every brand who kind of puts an effort into doing this, it's there's no other way out but success, right? Tell us about your Shark Tank journey as well. How has it been? Were you nervous? And after everything like happened, tell us what you guys feel about it.
I think I'll take it because
Yeah,
I want to talk
yeah.
about where the idea came from. So, Karishma, like in 2021, when Shark Tank season one was really popular in India, I hadn't even heard about the show. Okay. Like, very candidly, I'm saying
Yeah.
this. I hadn't even heard about the show. I know Shark Tank is something like it's a US show, it's an Australian show, but not the Indian version. And mainly because it was in Hindi, I never really bothered to watch it because Hindi is not my mother tongue.
Yeah.
So I get a
Yes.
call at night, like at around 11:30, 12 in the night, where she calls and says, I'm going to tell you something, but you have to say yes. Okay. Usually she's like, we'll discuss, and that's her way of talking. But in this, she calls me up and she's like, you have to say a yes. And I was like, okay, like, what is this about? And then she's like, we have to go on Shark Tank season 2. And I was like, are you out of your mind? Like, I mean, so scary. Okay, like the whole thing, being on TV and all of that. She's like, no, Hinchara, like, this is where we have to go. We have such a strong story. And, the world, like, really deserves to see it. And there's a lot more, like, going down there. And then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Yuba, but let me sleep over it. I don't know. See, personally, I was not in a great place that time. I had lost my brother to COVID and I was just recovering from all of that. And then I wanted to take my time out, but then, regardless, once she told me about it, like I always had the respect for her. We work like that. We respect whatever decisions we want to take. And that's been like a big factor of what Maintain is today. It is the mutual respect we have for each other. So take that decision. I was like, okay, let me think about it, and all of that. And then I started watching a few episodes, and even I was like, okay, now this is very interesting. It is a great platform to really talk about your story. And that's how we started applying to the rounds. And we just filled in the initial forms. And I remember she was behind me, okay? She was like, we have to fill the form, we have to fill the form.
She was
Like
just
the time is
pushing
getting
it,
wasted.
okay?
And then we filled the form. And then yeah. I was like, we'll do it a little later, a little slowly. And then we filled in the first form. That was just a set of documents to send over to, about the business and everything. And then the second round, we had to create an interesting video. It was a 3-minute pitch video where we just talk about what the brand is about, what we do, and what is our ask, like what we need from the investment point of view. And then that video got selected. And then they called us for a round in Bangalore. It was an in-person
Yeah.
audition where the Sony team will act as sharks, and it was again the same thing. So at every stage, I was speaking in English and she was speaking in Hindi. What happened was once the video recording was sent, like the video pitch was sent, we got called for the round in Bangalore. It was an in-person audition where the Sony team, they acted as sharks. And again, we were asked to do the same thing. You're doing the same pitch, but to different people. And Yuba that time also spoke in Hindi because she thought Hindi speaking gives you more weightage to be
No,
on
they
live.
told us
And
actually. They told us
yeah,
to speak in
yeah.
Hindi. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
was very much uncomfortable talking in Hindi. But then we went through for that round, and finally in September, we got a call saying, come to the Yash Raj Film Studio. We were so excited. I mean, this is like a dream call sort of a thing. And to be honest, for us, when we went into Shark Tank, more than funding, it was about the PR, that was associated
Yeah.
with it to come and really talk about the journey because it is a story that had to be told. But then once
Yes.
we started really enjoying the process, we were also like, if funding comes through and it can really help us grow our business, and definitely coming from one of the mentors, one of the sharks like Vinita or Aman or Ashneer or any of them, it would really make a difference to the business, you know. So that's how the
Yeah.
journey was. It was a 4-day event in Bombay. We stayed in a hotel in Juhu. We spent a lot of time with each other, brainstorming how to perform. We like discussed the whole script out with the team, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of learning, us getting to know each other to a different level. We met a lot of founders, learned a lot. And to be honest, Karishma, we realized that we were such baby founders because we were not exposed to a lot of things that was out there because we got it lucky from the beginning. We didn't have to, it was not difficult to find our first set of customers because that was the curly hair community itself. We had a lot of
Yeah.
acceptance for our products from the beginning, but then really learning how things are done on a different scale, it just opened our eyes out to a lot more things. So the founders that we are today post the Shark Tank experience, I think we've grown like a way level, like we've really gone up in terms of our thinking and what we do right now, everything. So we're very grateful for the opportunity. Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Lovely. Lovely. I love the story. I wanted to ask you, so what was the once you guys went live and all the action happened, how has the response been post that? Did you guys, what were like your major learnings after everything was over, and how has the response been for the brand after that?
Uh, it has been amazing, the response, the sudden recognition you get. and you are I would be scared to open Instagram and LinkedIn. There would be so many messages and so many notifications. So the biggest take back was the recognition to kind of showcase that something like this exists. Curly hair community, the curly girl method, and then people reaching out, and we got a lot of networks, a lot of communication on LinkedIn, post that. So that was overwhelming. And obviously the flow of orders, you actually grow, the business actually grows post that, right? So a lot of orders coming in, and we were so busy, like it got so
It was
real after
packed.
that.
Yeah.
Things completely changed for us post Shark Tank. It was like uh full day, 24/7 we are working on Maintain now. It's like we don't get a break because yeah, so
Nice.
And
That's nice. It's good to hear
even
that.
all
It's really
the
nice.
even all the PR initiatives that you get because you've been on Shark Tank,
yeah.
people want to really know what your journey has been, how did you do it, what was the experience, and so many people want to know. So in Kerala also, I got a lot of opportunities to
Yeah.
go and talk about it because very few Malayalis make it to Shark Tank, mainly because of the language barrier. So that was an interesting catch. So we're literally milking all the PR that comes your way if you ask us. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. I think it also really does come in because of the kind of work that you guys have done. I think everybody knows today that, it could be any like this is just one platform, right? Shark Tank is a platform where, because of the popularity and their own PR, a lot of people get access to it. But I think more than that, being women entrepreneurs, taking out a niche product, your product is at the end of the day a niche product. It's not a massy
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
And in the future, if you decide to kind of like get into those streams also, that's a different story. But today, when we look at a niche product, the difficulty it faces with entering the market, the difficulty it faces with sustaining its growth, right? It could be sales, it could be marketing, it could be your digital presence as well, right? All these aspects to be able to have a small company, as I said, baby entrepreneurs. I love that. I love that term. But you know, baby entrepreneurs and then not having that much of a knowledge and then getting to it head first and kind of taking it from there. I feel like that's one victory right there. You guys have
Yeah, yeah.
already nailed that.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
all this stuff coming in because of that. And I mean, as you guys will progress, I also wanted to know what's the vision now with the brand, and how are you kind of like looking at doing things in the future for it? Anything that you guys would like to kind of give as a final message?
I would just like to say that, I know there are people who think that, "Oh my God, I'm so unlucky. Why do I have this hair? I wish." And they look at people with straight hair and they're like, "They're so lucky. I wish I had straight hair." Stop right there. You don't know how lucky you are to have this hair, right? It can look
Correct.
amazing. It can look different on every day, like every wash
Day,
day
I
is
know.
a surprise for
It's
you.
never
And
boring.
it's never boring and it's fun and it's amazing to kind of embrace your natural hair, to take care of it the right way. So, be yourself, embrace all of you the way you are, and just see, the kind of confidence it gives you. It opened a different world for us, like today it gave us Maintain and it gave us each other. I think that's a lot,
Yeah, that's the biggest
for,
gift.
yeah, that's the biggest
Yeah,
gift. So that's what, just embrace your hair, and there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing you cannot do. So, that's what I would like to say.
yeah. And for me,
Thank you,
like,
Yuba.
definitely as an add-on to what we told in Shark Tank, we like you just the way you are.
The way you
So
are.
that's been our motto. And coming down to, like really owning it up, the confidence, the kind of like what I am today, I mean, Yuba is an important part of the identity, but definitely other than that, never would have thought, something with curly hair would really bring about a business, would really take me to Shark Tank. It's just been like astounding that way to look at it. And she also knows, I've been very hard on myself sometimes where I really stop looking at what I've done. It may not be like amazing achievement like compared to so many people out there, but still whatever it is, I have done this on my own along with Yuba. So as a general piece of advice, it would generally be to go with it. Like if you have an idea, if you have something that's been on your mind for quite some time, go try it out, because if you never try it, you will regret it for the rest of your life. And that's something I want to share. Yeah.
Fantastic. Great anecdotes from both of you. Thank you so much for this lovely, lovely conversation. All the best with your beautiful brand. I wish you more power. And this has been just really, really insightful for me also to know about curly hair, to know about, the kind of vision that you guys have with your brand. And, I'm going to be seeing all the new things that you're going to like kind of come out with your brand. I'm looking forward to all that. Thank you so much for doing this, both of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
having us. Thank you.